Let me see. Mhm. Are we back? We back? Type 1 if we're back. Check your PC for parapluie. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's just a minor hiccup. Like, I got notified by my OBS that I disconnected, but you know, I didn't get any drop frames or anything, so I literally just think that my internet just did a hiccup. So I think we should be good. Okay. So you didn't miss anything. Like, literally, I got notified immediately, so there shouldn't be any issues. Alright. Seemingly moved by 40's words, the little girl once again revealed her hungry and eager eyes. I'm so hungry. So hungry. I want to eat those two people. I want to eat more. More. The girl gazed longingly into the distance. In the incessant wind, her long hair fluttered like tentacles, and her sharp teeth began to appear faintly in her mouth. At this moment, 40 remembered once again the girl's entire head transformed into a flytrap-like appearance. Is swallowed by the parapluie virus. Would Leva also become like this? Without making a sound, 40 clenched her fist secretly. On the edge of that data storm, Leva and Lena stood shoulder to shoulder against the attacking machines. The machinery keeps decreasing, but Leva is faintly anxious. Data fragments are everywhere. I can't see where 40 is. If this continues, 40 will also be devoured by the parapluie virus. Seemingly sensing Leva's unease, Lena fired a gun and stepped back from the approaching mechanism, finding an opportunity to approach Leva. Leva, I have a way to find 40. Lena took out the transmitter from her pocket and pushed the button. A red laser suddenly lit up in a dark sky, pointing out a thin path in the darkness. I can't believe it. Is this a little gadget made by Persica? We'll thank her after getting out. Eva, come this way. I'll cover you. Under the pitch black parapluie, the girl is still shaking 40's arm. Sister, I'm so hungry. Let's catch them together. I can smell their scent. I can't eat it alone, but together we can tear them apart and eat them clean. It seems that 40 has finally made up her mind, slowly pulling out her hand and shaking her head at the girl. I'm sorry. Although we may be true sisters in the true sense, I can't be with you. Why? The girl was very puzzled and tightly grasped 40. 40 just showed a faint smile. Although it was pitch black in front of her, she seemed to be she seemed to see a very distant place. Perhaps the bottom of level 3, or perhaps the deep blue sea. There was once someone there who made an agreement with her. No, maybe the agreed upon person is not her, but someone else, but that's enough. Even if it's for this agreement, no matter what the cost is, she must completely eliminate the threat of the parapluie virus. Because I am not your sister at all. I absolutely don't want to see anyone eaten by you. Before the words can finish, 40 launched an attack on the girl. Even though data from the same source could not cause truly fatal damage to each other, if they could entangle the little girl like this, it could at least buy Leva some more time. Sister, why? Suddenly attacked, the little girl's expression instantly turned ferocious. In just an instant, the curly long hair and sharp spikes of the skirt all fiercely attacked 40. Ah! 40 hastily avoided, but the girl angrily called out to the nearby machinery and it surrounded 40. I hate you! I hate you! This is the parapluie's home! You're not a parapluie kid! Then go die! After speaking, the girl angrily waved her hands and turned away. Endless machinery rushed towards 40. In the tide of despair composed of machinery, gradually 40 could see nothing and could hear nothing clearly. Her body is incredibly heavy. Perhaps soon she will become 8,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces, and finally merge into that huge parapluie with those scattered fragments. Can we have her, please? Sorry, in the end, I still failed. However, that's also good. In that case, there's no reason for Leva to refuse resetting the data, right? As long as the reset is completed, Leva will be completely safe. Thinking this way, 40 slowly closed her eyes. She knew that the giant parapluie in the sky was no longer far away, and she felt the darkness beside her with peace of mind. In the darkness, she seemed to hear the little girl's giggles again. However, the laughter was soon interrupted by gunshots. The bright flames exploded the storm and also shattered the darkness in front of 40. 40, we're here to help. 40! Huh? 40 opened her eyes and saw a thin laser shining in the midst of a fierce storm. Just after the laser, Leva and Lena were shooting their guns in all directions, striving to break in the storm's encirclement. Leva, this way. With Lena's cover, Leva shot back at the pile of machinery blocking the way. Slow down and no delivery. And goodbye over here too. Hey, Leva, 40. I saw the precision of 40 over here. 40! From a distance, Leva waved at 40. As she waved her hand, Lena led Leva behind her towards her. Why? 40 was stunned. She couldn't help but shout at Lena and Leva. Lena, Leva, you guys! Don't come over here anymore! The parapluvivirus has lost control. If you continue to stay here, you might as well also be devoured by the parapluvivirus. However, Lena and Leva ignored 40's cries and kept firing, shooting, and moving forward. We're coming over now, 40. Hold on. Soon the flames illuminated in front of 40. Lena and Leva broke through the mechanical encirclement and hurriedly ran to 40. The continuous battle left both of them covered in scars, and even Lena continued to shoot to cover for Leva, but Leva still reached out her hand towards 40. Are you leaving? If we delay any longer, Lena and I won't be able to hold on. Why? Just... why? Watching Leva's determined gaze, 40 can't help but cry. Why are you and Lena still unwilling to give up on me, even though it's already like this? As long as you keep me here and eliminate me as part of the parapluvivirus, your troubles will be completely solved. This is good for everyone, isn't it? As long as I stay, it's all over. I shouldn't have existed in the first place. I was just a ghost who stole the identity of 40 and survived in the world. Why do you treat me like this? Why can't we just let it end? I get angry when I hear such words. Before Leva could speak, Lena in distance was already shouting discontently amidst the gunshots. Not giving up on you We're not giving up on you, of course. It's because we are family. Even a ghost after 10 years is already family. Family? Yeah. Leva approached 40 again, carefully clenching her hands into fists and hitting the palm of her simulated 40. We're not only companions, but also friends, family, and sisters. 40, maybe this is not the best name for you, but as a sister in name and destiny, I will never give up on you. Never. Now it's time to go home. Let's go. Once again, Leva grabbed 40's hand. In front of them, Lena increased her firepower to clear the way for the two of them. Tears kept falling from 40's eyes. This time, she finally held the hand that was stretched out backwards. The family meme finally came through. She's like, we're fucking family, god damn it! Leva, 40, come here. Under Lena's cover, the three of them struggled to escape the mechanical storm and found a relatively safe corner in their mental space. Leva released her hand, and 40 sat on the ground, curled up and sobbing softly. Well, let me grab a drink. Okay. Touching the top of 40's head, Leva also sat beside 40. 40. You know what? Although initially I did see you as 40 and couldn't help but rely on you, But after so many years, you are no longer a substitute for 40. For me now, you are a very, very important person who sits inside my mind, always accompanying and caring for me. No matter how beneficial or permanent resetting the Oga system may be, I cannot accept sacrificing you. On the day I lost 40, I promised myself that from now on, I would never give up on my companions. Leva. So, don't give up on yourself, okay? Leva holds 40's hand. And you don't want to die, do you? Leva raises her hand and pointed around. Although it had turned into ruins, she could still identify the colorful amusement rides. I know. 40, you've always wanted to play in a real amusement park, right? These colorful amusement facilities in the mental space are formed according to your wishes. You always think of reality, wanting to personally see the scenery you saw online and experience the interesting things I once told you. But if you die here, those wishes will never be fulfilled. Yeah. Even I can tell you really want to live. As you said, even dolls have their own reasons to survive. I was very angry when I was deceived by you before, but I also really hope that you live on. You have been with Leva for so many years, and I don't want you to disappear like this. If possible, I even hope that you can come to reality. Moreover, although you can always claim to be under the control of the parapluvivirus, everything you do is to protect Leva. And that's clearly out of your own will. This kind of willingness has clearly exceeded your instinct as a parapluvivirus product. And you have been working so hard. So, Leva and I cannot ignore you. Watching Leva and Lena persist, 40 once again revealed a sad smile. Yeah, of course I want to survive. I also long for the day that I can fight with everyone and experience various interesting things in reality. But the parapluvivirus is a huge invisible bomb, as you have seen. As long as I exist for a day, the bomb could explode. And Leva, you, and even all of your companions around you could be injured just like 10 years ago. And I don't want to see that happen again. 40 buried her head deeply. Is that why you must sacrifice yourself? Yeah. As Persica once said, the best way is to reset the Oga system and clear my data, so that Leva can completely eliminate the risk of the parapluvivirus. But you know, I definitely won't accept that. Yeah. So that's why I took advantage of your mental impairment this time to guide Lena to complete this task. However, it's true that we still couldn't complete it, and it also caused you to get injured. I'm really sorry. 40's head is buried deeper. No, it's me who should apologize. Leva smiled apologetically. She approached 40 and gently stroked her hair. It's all because I've been too dependent on you all along that you have become so difficult to handle. and I have made this decision to bear everything alone. I'm sorry, 40. It's my fault for not realizing what you've been thinking all along. But please, believe me, I will definitely find another way to keep both me and you alive. Eva's words made 40 lift her head gently. She looked at the two people in front of her with some sadness, as if she didn't quite believe them. Is there really such a way? There must be a way. Eva held down 40's shoulder. No matter what the method is, I will look for it. Even if it can only last for 1 minute, it's okay. As long as you trust me and don't give up, we will definitely find the opportunity to persevere until the next minute. Well, she's right. I'm also here to help. Make sure that both Leva and you are doing well. 40 couldn't help but shed more tears. I'm sorry, Leva, Lena. Thank you all. No need for thanks. This is what family should do. The most important thing now is to solve the big problem ahead first. Leva stood up and focused on looking into the distance. Family. On the field, the shadows in the data storm seemed to be gradually accumulating and forming. It seems that little guy is about to complete the fusion. That little girl is about to complete the fusion of the parapluvivirus data. Eva, what should we do now? Do you want to investigate this situation? Wait a second. Perhaps Linda can ask Perska for her opinion. 40 awkwardly stuck out her tongue. Sorry, it was my fault for cutting off the signal early that prevented Linda from seeking Perska's help, but I promise from now on it will never happen again. Communication will definitely be connected. Well, let's ask Perska first. Linda pressed the call button and the communication was immediately connected. Hey, are you all there? Is 40 also here? You haven't contacted me yet. I thought you were all successfully rewritten by the parapluvivirus. Perska, I'm sorry. I'll explain later. I'll explain after 40, Perska. There are some things I need your help with now. I can tell from your appearance that you're ready to solve the big problem with the parapluvivirus? Yes. So what's the situation now? I have detected a rapid change in the data of the new personality generated from the parapluvivirus. What's wrong with her? Is the parapluvivirus data being aggregated? She seemed to have absorbed all the redundant data. The data of 40 will also be affected, so we dare not approach it rashly. Yeah, if she continues to develop, both Leva and 40's minds be tampered with by her. How can we stop her? Do you have any way? Let me think. Actually, looking at this pile of data, I have a guess, but need someone to volunteer for testing. Perska looked meaningfully at 40. What does Perska need me to do? On the barren land ravaged by the hurricane, 40 ran towards the center of the hurricane among the wandering machinery. Behind her, countless machines attacked and were repelled one by one by Lena and Leva, who were chasing after her. Perska, is this distance acceptable? Not enough. Get closer. 40 then continued to run forward. Lena and Leva are also keeping up in sync. Is it really okay like this? If we go any further, 40 might be sucked away by that big parapluie. Even if you try to communicate with that little girl, it's too dangerous. Given the current situation, there's no risk-free plan. Besides, 40 still has us. If we encounter danger, you and I will solve it together for 40. Got it. Fortunately, what Lena was worried about did not happen. Perhaps due to nearing the end of data absorption, the rotation speed of this hurricane has slowed down significantly compared to before, and 40, which was heading towards the storm, was not caught up in it. Under the cover of Lena and Leva, 40 quickly broke through the encirclement of residual machinery and rushed to the feet of the hurricane. In the gloomy sky, countless floating data fragments are gathering together, and between the fragments, huge and eerie shadows have gradually taken shape. It seems to be the little girl from before, but also seems to be different from her. And 40 has already waved her hands vigorously towards her shadow. Hello. Hey! As if hearing the shout of 40, the black shadow in the sky moved. Don't you want to come with me? Let's go together. As if worried that Black Shadow wouldn't understand, 40 pointed to Black Shadow and herself. I can accompany you. Stay with us together. The suspended Black Shadow remained silent. Hello? Can you understand? 40 waved vigorously again, attracting the attention of the shadow. This time, the silent shadow seemed to finally understand the purpose of 40 and slowly approached 40. Sister, have you finally figured it out? Okay, we're here. However, in the next moment, the Black Shadow suddenly raised her hand and swung it fiercely towards 40. Look out! Whoa! A strange machine suddenly charged straight towards 40 from the shadow. "40" rolled away from the attack, but the next machine has already synchronized. How fierce! 40 fired a gun and returned fire at the machinery, but then, one after another, several machines gathered around and the shadow and under the command of the shadow besieged 40 in unison. However, unlike previous attack that could not truly harm each other, this time 40 truly felt the collision of data. What's going on? Clearly the previous attack was not... Unable to avoid a mechanical attack, 40 stumbled. It's fun. Really fun. Looking down at the struggling 40 from the high position, the suspended black figure suddenly burst into laughter. Do you like it? It's a candy for you, my former sister. Unfortunately, you declined my invitation. So, join them and become my food too! A huge black data spike fell from the sky, falling towards 40 along with the mechanical attack. 40 hastily avoided and mechanical attacks attacked again. 40! Persica, when will we be able to? Don't worry. I'm currently observing. From now on, You and Leva will stop providing assistance. Step back further and let 40 handle it alone. 40, continue to attract the attention of the little girls. Hey, this is too dangerous. I understand. 40 fired alone to confront the incoming machinery. While cleaning the dark shadows on the side of 40, there are more and more machines falling from the sky. Although still firing continuously, 40 gradually showed signs of fatigue under the continuous siege of machines, and was even hit several times by the machines. 40! I'm alright. Don't worry. Seeing 40 hit again in an instant, Lena beside her nervously wanted to rush forward, but Perska suddenly shouted, Lena, do not approach! But 40... Perska, what are you doing now, and how long do you have to wait? Perska didn't answer, just stared at the screen and quickly typed something. It's okay. I can hold on for a little longer. In the mechanical group, 40 showed a cheerful smile towards Leva. Leva, take it easy and treat you as my back spirit right now. Believe me, wait a little longer and the battle will be over. 40. Even though she knew rationally that Perska had her reasons for doing so, Leva couldn't help but take a step further and stared closely at 40's figure. Watching the small shadow roll, shoot, and dodge in the flames of war, Leva couldn't help but clench her fist. So in the past days was the feeling of watching oneself fight at 40. Can only wait and watch outside the battlefield, even if assistance can be provided. It can only be in the mind. However, the real battlefield is so dangerous. 40. If we can really get through the storm smoothly, then next time, we must truly fight side by side in reality. I don't know how long I waited, but finally Perska's voice came through the communication channel. I finally figured it out. You can retreat, 40. No, Lena. Leva. You all go up. Aid 40. Finally! Although there are still doubts, Lena have already rushed forward. Leva also followed Lena closely and joined to support 40. With a joint counterattack of 3 people, the besieged mechanical group was quickly cleared away. 40 finally had time and asked Perska on the other end of the channel. So, Perska, what was that just now? It's a dual mechanism of the Imprisoned virus. Due to the series of actions involving 40 and Leva, the dual mechanism of the parapluid virus has been activated. Dual mechanism? What's that? In short, the parapluid virus has a hidden underlying mechanism. Rewriting the host's mind is the underlying instruction of the parapluid virus. As long as the host fails to rewrite, the parapluid virus rewrite instruction will continue to operate. This also means that when the instructions in the current batch terminate unexpectedly, the parapluid virus will issue new instructions to replace the old ones. Previous batch, does that mean 40? That's right. 40 discovered at level 3 is the initial virtual personality generated by the parapluid virus. This personality was supposed to tamper with Leva's mind, but she unexpectedly inherited the character of 40 and made protecting Leva her mission. Therefore, mental rewriting was temporarily halted, and Leva was able to coexist with this virtual personality. However, after Leva was attacked and mentally damaged, excessive redundant data formed a second parapluid-virus virtual personality in Leva's mind, the little girl. Based on the characteristics of the umbrella virus, I say it again, of the parapluid virus, the rewriting of Leva's mind was once again stimulated, redundant data began to affect Leva's mind. So in order to protect my mind, 40 encapsulated my core. Yes, that's right. From the changes in the personality data, it can be seen that initially, both the little girl and 40 were of the same type of data derived from the parapluvivirus, and the two could not attack each other. The little girl would also consider 40 as a friendly and instinctively approached each other. No wonder that little girl always wanted to talk to 40 all the time. But just now, it seems like she no longer sees 40 as the same type. Is this the influence of dual mechanism? Yes. As the accumulated parapluvivirus data reached a certain amount, as a newly formed recombinant individual, the little girl replaced the old individual of 40 and obtained new rewriting instructions to continue with the parapluid rewriting task, and 40, as the instruction for the preceding batch, was also stripped of the parapluid label and became an abandoned code. Under such dual mechanism, the 40 personality is no longer considered a parapluvivirus. This is the reason why the little girl's attack just now took an effect on 40, and also the opportunity for 40 to be liberated. I'm liberated? Right. Generally speaking, the doll infected with the parapluvivirus is completely rewritten, either scrapped or becoming a sibling of the paraplui. But it was 40, your and Leva's resistance to the parapluvivirus writing that ultimately triggered this rare hidden mechanism. So in short, this is your joint contribution. The so-called miracle is also the accumulation of countless efforts over a long period of time. Do you mean that? Who said it wasn't? First, gonna pause for a moment, revealing a faint smile as she looked at 40. But most importantly, at this moment, I want to say congratulations to 40. Because you are marked as abandoned code by the parapluvivirus, when the little girl attacked you just now, I successfully reverse marked and separated all the data that you originally mixed with the little girl. Wait, first of all, what do you mean? The meaning is that 40, from now on, you no longer belong to the parapluvivirus. What? Really? Well, isn't that 40 and Leva? Yes, that's just like you thought. As long as you can clean up the personality of this little girl, the part of Leva's mental data that belongs to the parapluvivirus can be completely cleared. In other words, without resetting the Ogus system, Leva and 40's problems can be completely solved simultaneously. Get out of here! Wow. 40, be careful. Even if you hear the best news, you can't just daydream in the battlefield. Wait, so I can survive, right? 40 is still firing, but tears fall uncontrollably. Leva leaned lightly beside her and repelled the nearby shadow for her. Yes, 40, but first, we must get out of these difficult times first. That's right. From now on, I won't allow this little girl to mess up Leva's mind again. Leva 40, let's do this. This is the most bullshit plot armor. Leva, can you see the real ocean outside in the outside world? Sure, but we need to solve this big problem at hand first. Okay. Under the joint attack of the three, a huge and eerie black shadow trembled violently, finally shattering into countless small fragments in an instant like heavy rain, scattered in the mental space. Hold on. I need to grab a drink again. My throat is getting dry. Sorry. Right back. Lamau get rewritten. As the data scattered, the eerie and ferocious black figure returned to its original appearance. The girl looks at 40 and rushes forward with bare teeth and claws. Why? Bad person. I hate you all. I still want to live. I want to continue. Before she could finish speaking, the little ghost figure had turned into data fragments. Those fragments shimmered into a mirror-like brilliance, transforming into countless butterflies that flew lightly into the air. 40 reached out in shock and touched the butterfly-like fragments. Fingertips, cool. It's like touching a heavy rain that finally falls, or someone's tears. Ah. Alright, now it truly is time to congratulate you, 40. The problem that has troubled you and Leva for many years has now been completely resolved. The Ogus system does not need to be reset again. I'll perform the final cleanup later to completely remove the parapluid virus data from Leva's mind. This may cause your mental signals to temporarily disappear, but once cleared, you continue to live with everyone as an independent mind, provided you are willing. 40 stared blankly at the communication screen. She opened her mouth as if she wanted to say something, but couldn't say anything. Oh, you haven't realized yet? 40, I have already marked off your data. The meaning is that the problem with the parafluid virus has been resolved, and there is no need to reset the Oka system anymore. Moreover, if you are willing, you can be extracted and leave Leva's mind to have your own frame and live as an independent doll. 40, would you be willing? Of course I'm willing. Of course I am. 40 raised her hand and tried to wipe away the unstoppable tears. Oh. I also want to have my own avatar, my own name. I want to live a truly independent life, fight with everyone, go on amusement parks, and experience things that I have longed for in my mental space for a long time. I never thought there would really be such a day. I never thought. Can I really, Leva? 40 grabbed Leva's hand. In the past, it was you who created me and gave me the identity of the ghost of 40. But if I leave your mind and live in my own body, I will never be the 40 I used to be, will I? There's no way to synchronously support Leva and her mind anymore. Can I truly exist like that? As a true me? Not a replacement for 40? Is it really allowed for me to live in a real world like that? Of course. Leva smiled faintly. In fact, perhaps I am looking forward to this day more than you. Both you and the true 40 are indispensable and important people to me. I don't want to lose any more companions. Although I have already bid farewell to 40 in the previous encapsulated dream. But on the road ahead in the future, I hope that you will still be a partner who can continue to walk with me as yourself rather than UMP 40. Leva. 40 covered her eyes. Data fragments fall from all over the sky, gathering on the ground like heavy rain, gradually turning into a deep blue sea of data, with blue waves crashing at the feet of Leva and 40. It seems that the redundant data is completely broken, and we can start cleaning the program now. As Persica pressed the start button, 40's figure gradually became transparent. 40, you guys will be here later. Well, Miss Persica, I have some questions to ask. Anyway, there's nothing else here. Ma'am, can you take a look at the report I just sent? Okay, I'll cut off communication first. See you later. Communication is disconnected, and the surroundings became quiet again. The gradually transparent 40 looked at Leva and Lena, revealing a smile. I never expected that this time I could really start a new life. Woo 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 woo. That's great. We can fight together in the future, 40. Yes. Looking at the two people in front of her who were shedding tears, Leva reluctantly furrowed her brows. Isn't it better to remember the rare moments of warmth with a smile? Why don't we come up with a new name for 40? After all, we had to live in our own identity in the future. I suggest that we let Lena, who is the super expert in naming, think about it. Okay, I agree. Leva's name must have been given by Lena. It's a very nice name. Hey, wait a minute. Am I really going to name her? Whether it is the past 40 or the present 40, they are both very important people to Leva. Is it really appropriate for me? Me to name her? I leave it to you. I don't think there's anything inappropriate about it. Leva lightly flicked Lena's forehead. When I was almost immersed in that beautiful dream, it was the name Leva that reminded me, telling me I am no longer 45, that was lost in the past. The name Leva is a precious gift that Lena gave me, so I hope you can also give this gift to 40. Leva! And there's so much crying in this event. Watching Leva smile, Lena couldn't help but shed tears. Is it true that I am also important to you? Your name shall be Bob. What the fuck? Of course, you little fool. Throughout these years, you have been an important sister who has always supported me in moving forward. Sister Leva? Lena cried and threw herself in Leva's arms. 40 couldn't help but come closer and wipe away tears with the two of them. Your appearance makes me want to cry a little. Laney? Huh? Lena lifted her head from Leva's arms. She wiped away her tears and looked seriously at 40. A new name for 40. It can be Laney. Laney means torch. I hope that after 40, I can also illuminate my path like a torch. Most importantly, this name sounds similar to Leva and Lena, so the three of us can feel like a real family. Laney. Laney. $40. No, Bob, they cannot get this right. No, it's Laney. L-A-I-N-I-E. Laney. That's what it's supposed to be. The translation is not correct. Yes, it's L-A-I-N-I-E. Laney. Laney didn't continue speaking because her tears rolled down her cheeks again. She smiled and kept nodding at Lena. The three dolls, who were crying and laughing, hugged each other tightly within the deep blue sea until Laney's figure gradually faded away. Also titties. Last one, and then we can talk about it, and then we can talk about the event. I can tell you guys are very eager. Ah, it's Commander. I heard Leva suffered some mental damage after encountering a mysterious doll in the underground research institute. I wonder what's going on now. Did you also know? Clea smiled and nodded skillfully. Don't worry, the matter has been resolved. She is currently debugging the new prototype in Wiseman's place. Uh-huh. Leva is willing to switch to a new body? Yeah. You care so much. Why don't you take a look yourself? Kalina connected to Wiseman's communication. In the laboratory, Wiseman is adjusting the bolts on Leva's arm while maintaining the cabin. Colleen? What's wrong? What's with the sudden contact? Wiseman is? I really need to know how to say her name. The commander is very concerned about Leva's situation. Can you forward the communication to Leva? Okay, sure. Leibniz turned to the screen to Leva. Leva saw me and waved a smile. Hey, Commander. Long time no see. My new body looks pretty good, right? Leva turned her arm and Lena beside her immediately nervously held her down. Hey, Leva, the debug is not completed yet. The operation range is still a bit smaller. However, Leva's new body is really handsome. I don't think handsome is the right word. Besides, Leva's body is really pretty, huh? Commander, what do you think? It is indeed more magnificent than before. Hmm? As I was observing Leva's new body, I couldn't help but notice it in the distance behind the maintenance cabin. There, a doll that looks very similar to Leva is talking to Persica. For some reason, I always feel she is somewhat familiar. Seemingly noticing my gaze, the doll quickly approached the screen and raised her hand towards me with a cheerful expression. Hi, Commander. Long time no see. No, it seems like this is our first time meeting in real life. For the first time? In reality? Ah, you are... Let me introduce you. This is Laney. Laney used to live in Leva's mental space and was just separated by Persica a few days ago. So it's you. It's been a long time since we last met. How does it feel to have a permanent body? It's really great to meet everyone in real life. Alas, it's a pity that I had to say goodbye to everyone today and go back to the laboratory with Persica. So quickly? Well, I'm taking Laney back to the laboratory. Persica walked lazily over with coffee in her hand. If it weren't for Dandelion saying that the doll of the August system couldn't be allowed to run around freely and that I had to take over and observe for a while, I wouldn't be too lazy to come over and pick it up. However, when it comes to Dandelion, that girl has been in frequent contact with the Elmo recently, right? Commander, is the Elmo interested in receiving Laney? Anyway, it's quite convenient for Dandelion to observe the Elmo. After a while, when Laney's mind and body has stabilized, it's better to let her stay on the Elmo for a while. Hey, what? When I was in Leva's mind before, I witnessed many things about Commander. It'd be great if I had an opportunity to personally visit the Elmo. Well, if Laney wants to go to the Elmo, I also want to go with her. Can Leva go together? This way, all three sisters can come together again. If I go too, won't our Colleen become a bear rod counselor? Yeah, well, let's forget about that. Well, but I don't want to be separated from you or Laney or Kalina or Commander. Why can't we just all be together? We're going to meet up at Live soon. Lena's troubles should be able to solve half of them, right? However, it is indeed an interesting proposal for Laney to go to the Elmo. What does the Commander think? I welcome all of you to join the Elmo. Not only you, but also Colleen. Of course, I'm afraid we had to wait for the matter in Live to be resolved first. Why doesn't Perska come with us then? Huh? No, it's not like I've been there before, and I'm not interested in being a target everywhere. It's better for Lane to go by herself. This all settled. Commander, I'll see you on the Elmo. After a period of time, finally finishing debugging Viva's corpse, I guess, her frame, Limener stood up. Looks fine now, just adapted to the actual combat. Miss Persica, what do you think? There's no problem on my end either. Yeah, just a corpse was just a pretty interesting word. Persica nodded and looked at Laney. So, Laney, let's go. Hey, are you leaving now? Lena reluctantly took Lena's hand. Lena laughed and touched Lena's head. I'm pretty sure that might be Lena looked at Laney's hand? Or took Laney? Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not like we won't meet again in the future. I'll be observing in Perska's laboratory. If Lena misses me, she can still contact me anytime. Yes, that's right. Leva walked over and patted Lena together. Moreover, we will meet again on the Elmo in the future. Okay then, Laney must keep in touch with me and Sister Leva frequently. So, Lena, Leva, I'm leaving. With a cheerful wave in her hand, Laney followed past Persica out. Leibniz couldn't help but follow Persica. Miss Persica, when will you come back next time? I have several reports on research of third-generation dolls that I would like to consult with you. Did you send a report over? Yes, miss. Yes, ma'am. Take a look. Leibniz held up the terminal and chased after her. Lena kept waving at Leibniz. In the bright sunlight, Laney's small figure gradually disappeared. Just as she was about to leave Leva's sight, the small figure suddenly turned around and waved at Leva. Leva also raised her hand and waved towards Laney from a distance. The sunlight is still shining brightly. That bright light seems to illuminate everything, past, present, future, That small figure in the distance, or the darkness still buried in the abyss. Leva looked at the gradually fading shadow as if she was looking towards a distant and sunny place. She silently clenched her fist. 40, please take good care of me. I will definitely fulfill the agreement with you. Alright. Yeah, I could have done this, but whatever. Alright, so I know a lot of you have some mixed opinions on that event. So I want to hear your thoughts. Like, definitely, you guys were into it until the very end. Like, until the very end. Is it me? I've seen events so much longer than the global. Yeah, it's basically just the later events are just much longer. Destination for Laney separated from August was iffy, but overall really enjoyed it. Yeah, the only way that basically the only way it could work without like 40 or Laney's gonna take a while to get used to. The only way that 40 could be an actual doll without the implications of being a parapluie virus ticking time bomb, they would have to do something like that. She should still be an Ogus. Because Dandelion as an Ogus doesn't have parapluie virus either. They effectively did the same thing, but you can say there was a lot more bullshit. But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call this plot armor. I think this is more of a case of extremely awkward writing. And you can tell for sure that they kind of did an ass pull. I think that's pretty hard to deny that. They better explain this better in global. I mean, obviously the translation isn't great, right? But I don't think they're going to like rewrite the entire explanation, right? So. Like, from what I understood is that there's now two sources of the parapluie virus. One was 40, the other was the shadow. But 40 rejected her mission, and basically all Perska really did was just changed her file, her data format, more or less. And it caused the parapluie to actually reject 40. And so the parapluie virus just kind of just like ran away from 40, more or less. Yeah, it does sound silly when I put it that way, but that's how I kind of understood it. Change it from a JPEG to a PNG, yeah. Yeah, she didn't rewrite her data, she just changed the label, more or less. just changed just changed the caps arc. I think they said 40 parafluid program changed, but the damage to 45 suffered caused a cyber attack pretty much spawned the shadow. Yeah. I mean, that's more specific, but that still leads to them being two sources of the parafluid virus. At least she's back from the dead, right? Well, she's still dead, as in like actual 40 is dead. This is effectively on a similar level, if you know Daybreak Squad. That one doll, SCR, I believe she is. She has a new life. But she's not like the old doll from Daybreak Squad. For all intents and purposes, this is a I guess you can call her a legacy character. She's not UMP 40. She's just wearing her skin, more or less, to put it in like the most objective way possible. So for me personally, I actually really like this one. I think this one was really strong. I don't think it's the best one by a long shot. The previous, I say the previous 3 or even 4 events are better than this one. But this one was a feels trip, for sure. I think this gave the biggest feels trip. And it's really going to help new players understand 45 and why she's so popular. And PTSD trigger, yeah. And yeah, the twist that 40 turned evil, that was a that was a shock. And then they brought back the parafluid virus, and I was like, whoa, they actually remembered that? Holy shit. And it also, I think the best thing out of this though is that it solved so much baggage. It resolved so much baggage between all 3 of them. Like, they got rid of the parafluid virus. They took care of Lena's envy of 40. That was like a really huge deal. It gave more character to 40 herself. Well, let's say Laney, just so I can be more specific. It gave more character to Laney herself. Because, at least back in Girls from Line 1, she really was just the substitute for 40. That was basically her role. but it expanded more on her, on like, yeah, she genuinely loves 45, but she grew to want to have her own individuality, like how Dandelion does. Yeah, exactly that. Unfortunately, our monster of the week didn't really have a personality. There's another one of those characters like in fact, I don't even think she really had a name besides Shadow, and now just because of the way how she looked, is even worse than Keshmar or whatever she's called. I just call her Nightmare. Koshmar, that's what it was. And I think the best part about this is that it makes it feel like all three of them are truly a family, and they actually are sisters. Shadow the Gunhog. So it puts everyone on good standing. Yeah, 9 was practically the main character, not gonna lie. Yeah, you don't need name for monsters of the week, but my main complaint is that she was a monster of the week. It's like, man, it's just a waste of good designs, character designs, IMO. But it is what it is. M16 doesn't have... Yeah, she doesn't have an Ogus anymore, so she's clean. Yeah, M16 is clean. There's no issue for her. Yeah, that happened in Polarized Light. Polarized Light. Yeah. And seeing Oga's Light, the first hand she got. She basically, M16 was the best the best case scenario for her for a long time, until she saw that M4 was significantly stronger, or let's say significantly more compatible, because M16 is strong in her own right. And then M16's August was like, yeah, I'm joining with you, Dandelion. I'm just gonna merge with you. Like, just take me. I'm tired of her bullshit anyways. Basically, that's basically what she said. Do you the daily alcohol poison? Do you feel bad for the commander having to fix the ammo because fixing the mobile-based vehicle is a pain in the ass? I think the general issue with the ammo was just that he didn't have enough horses to make the ammo worth it for a long time. But now that he's getting so many dolls back, realistically speaking, money should be less of a problem because he can take on a lot more side missions. Now, obviously, it's a toss-up if he would actually do that, right? Because there's so little time. Hope we get new characters though at some point. So the big issue with that, and I say this a lot, is that we have like over 400 characters in Ghost Frontline 1, and basically everyone in Ghost Frontline 1 has a fan. Some dolls are going to be left behind, but basically every time you introduce a new doll, you're going to be missing out on an old doll. So it's going to be very hard to justify having a completely new doll to be introduced. I'm doubting that they'll bring RPK 16 back, to be honest. I'm doubting that. But okay, it's getting close to 3 o'clock. I'd love to talk more, but yeah, this one was much longer than I thought it'd be. I figured it would take the whole stream, but I didn't think it'd go well past 1 a.m. for me. So I'll go ahead and end the stream. Tomorrow will be Ghost Frontline 1 gameplay, and then probably play Expedition 33 again. So, this was fun. You all take care, and have a good night.